Himes of Connecticut. Congressman, thank you for coming in.
Hi, Kate.
Couple things I need to ask you. I don't know if you had a chance to listen to the president just now, but when asked if he discussed Joe Biden with the Ukrainian leader in a phone call, Donald Trump says it doesn't matter what he discussed in a phone call with Ukraine. That's his response. Your reaction?
Yeah, well, obviously that's not true. And look, let's be clear. The president has the right to negotiate with foreign leaders. The president is the declassifying authority. That means the president can say, I don't consider this classified anymore. I'm going to give it to you. What the president cannot do is do something that is corrupt. So, and we're speculating here because we don't know the facts, but if the president somehow, first of all, of course it's inappropriate to discuss your potential political opponent with a foreign leader. That's inappropriate. What would make this wildly illegal would be if the president said, hey, if you do this, then I'm going to make sure you get that. That is the textbook definition of corruption. And this isn't, Turnberry Resort in Scotland with Air Force guys staying there corruption. This is corruption that has geostrategic implications. If because the president is angry at Ukraine because they don't do sufficiently enough of a hatchet job on the Bidens, and he holds up military aid to the Ukraine, that of course is a gift to Russia and makes for a much less stable situation abroad.
Look, but again, I will say the reporting, and I know you note this as well, the reporting does not connect the dots between anything with the Bidens, any ask about the Bidens, and the whistleblower complaint. But the president on the complaint, the president also today called the whistleblower partisan and called the complaint a political hack job, but then also acknowledged that he doesn't know the person's identity. Did you get any impression from the Inspector General yesterday when you met that the whistleblower was motivated at all by politics?
I don't want to get into the specifics of what happened in the meeting yesterday, but let me characterize two things. Number one, the Inspector General, his testimony to us yesterday was beyond careful. He absolutely refused to talk about the substance, as has been reported in the press, and he was beyond careful. Look, he's a smart individual. He knows that doing the right thing, coming to the Congress and saying, I'm seeing an unprecedented effort to stop my ability to convey this whistleblower's complaint to the Congress, which is, at least in the memory of most people around here, unprecedented. He was clearly conscious of the fact that he could not say or do anything that would be outside the bounds of his authority. And he characterized the whistleblower as having done everything by the book. So there was no implication that there was anything partisan here. Now, of course, look, that doesn't matter to Donald Trump. Donald Trump lives in an alternate reality where anybody who opposes him is a Democrat, is a socialist, is has bad motives. So what the president says on this and the reality, of course, are radically different.
Also worth noting that this Inspector General was appointed by President Trump, and this Inspector General also, I guess you would say, his credibility is on the line, or that the president is questioning his credibility because he called it urgent and credible, this complaint, and the president calls it a political hack job. Regardless, we know that I know that the Inspector General didn't go into detail in the complaint, and you can't talk about it. But what is your reaction, just on its face, the fresh reporting overnight, and I feel like we're like 5 steps in front of it already, though, that the complaint involves a promise President Trump made to a foreign leader and has something to do with Ukraine? Yeah,
and that, of course, points to your first question to me. What would make this corrupt would be if there was, as opposed to inappropriate. Look, Donald Trump talking to, a foreign leader about his political opponents is inappropriate. What would make it corrupt and illegal would be if there had been some trade, some quid pro quo, some promise. Now, let's hasten to add here, this is all press reporting, right? The Inspector General yesterday was studious about not getting into substance, so I don't know anymore.
Let me then ask you, and I don't want to, you're not going to go into detail, and I respect that very much, but how does what we've heard the president say today, the press reports that are out there, and your impressions from your meeting yesterday, what does that mean for the questions you then have for the acting director of national intelligence next week?
Well, he needs to come before us and do two things. Number one, explain why he's taken this unprecedented and illegal step. Let's be very clear. There is nothing in the statute, the whistleblower statute, that gives the Director of National Intelligence the right to approve the conveyance of a complaint to Congress. It's not there. He does not have that authority. So he has broken the law. He needs to explain himself on that. And then he needs to tell us the substance of the complaint. Because, again, none of us know what's in there. It may be nothing. This press speculation may be nothing. But here's why this is important, Kate. Our entire structure of protecting whistleblowers is at stake. Right now, there's a whistleblower out there who is thinking, oh my God, this process got short-circuited. My career might suffer. I might be in danger. And the problem with that is that if whistleblowers think that way, misbehavior in a very, very dangerous world, the intelligence world, won't go reported, or it'll get reported the way Edward Snowden took his case to the public, by blowing our most important secrets. That is not a good outcome.
That is a very interesting perspective in this. Congressman, a million more questions. Not for today, though. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.